Hello, good afternoon. I'm a Lone Ninja today. Our dear friend Mio at this hour, and actually now is checking out from his hotel. He has served his terms of 14 days, well behaved, not too well. Otherwise, he will have early release. He served his 14 days, full 14 days. I wish him luck. He's been looking forward to returns home. And I'm alone for today, and you will see him from Monday onwards. Now, where are we today? So it's already Friday. It's already end of the week. Time flies. I'm so happy. Actually, today I'm still broadcasting at home, but on Monday onwards, it will be in my office because we decided, even though it's today, on Monday we will be back to work, and I'm looking forward because I missed office for 3 over months, and yet had to pay rental, electricity bill, and water bill as well. I think a lot of us, like me, do the same. Life is tough. Life is very tough. That's why I told you. Now we are back in actions. We should work extremely hard. We should work 100 times, 1,000 times harder than what we should be. Because we need to catch up with time. Because the economists say that we take another 5 years to recover because of loss of time and all these things. So we can shorten it. I know it's tough, but then we have to fight over it. We have to make sure our economy stays, our company, our business maintains. Very importantly, in the next 1 year or two, we maintains. Don't be over ambitious. We have to have a firm foundations because our foundation have been shaken for the last 2 years. We rebuild the foundations again, and then after I believe 1 or 2 years, when we are more stable, we dream, we think big. I believe. Hi, Nick. Yes, right. Today, what I want to touch on, but unfortunately, it will be a shorter one than usual because there's Mio is not here to argue with me or have his 2 cents worth of advice to everyone. But well, I still have my say. Well, today is I'm going to touch on things very serious. It's about the divorce rates in Malaysia has gone up. It was reported a total of 76,786. I repeat, 76,786 divorce cases was far nationwide from last year, March 2020 to August this year. Well, it's no joke. We're talking about 76,786 divorce petitions was filed in. And that was a big jump. And it's also of everyone's interest. Muslim applications for divorce rate was 6.5 times higher than non-Muslim. between the same period, March last year, 2020 to August 2021, 6.5 times higher. It's quite sad to hear such a high divorces cases because especially those couples who have children and what to do with them. The children has not done anything wrong and the parents suffered in divorce. I'm sure the children will suffer mentally as well. And it says here, Selangor has the highest number of Muslim registered divorces at 12,479 cases from the same year, March 2020 to August this year. So it's a big, for of course, probably you can see Selangor has the highest population, and this is followed by Johor, 7,558 cases, and Kedah, 5,985 cases. Well, it's very high. So the top of the list is Selangor, followed by Johor and Kedah. So I hope that more counseling offer to these couples before they really decide to divorce, because they were married, because they have probably know each other, they want to have a life together, and now a separation like this, it will not be. The family themselves, the family will not be happy of it. So, and it say it could be to the negative effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, adding to such high figure. One of the main reasons that for the divorce during this time was the financial stress, because of loss of job, loss of business, that affected people's income. And next says here, because of couples stuck at home face-to-face for too long. Yes, I think also it's a test of patience, understanding. You have to still give, even though you're locked in each other, in the same household, you face each other, probably also give ourselves some room not to pinpoint on every single matter. But I say it's reported it's due to the financial loss. You lost your job, you lost your business, and you get a divorce. Oh God, what's worse can you expect in life? You as an adult, fine, you can take it, all right. But the children, especially those with children, what are they going to do? They don't have a so-called a family anymore, So, and is this true? I have my colleagues that stay telling me, his friends actually, this is what happened. The husband, the guy, lost his job, and he went back to his hometown, and he tried to start a small business by selling some food stuff, but it's not enough income. The wife left him and took the only child with him and left for her mother, So it's a very cold treatment, and it's quite sad, So the movement control order and stay-at-home measures have forced many families and couples to live in close contact. That's what it says here. And while this has brought them closer, but others it's not. Some say yes, it's close because probably they work too hard. They have little time for each other from the family. Now it's the time for bonding. But others mostly say it's not, because especially if the income is lost, the stress that's built in. And then if one of the partners seems to not understand and still have the high demands as normal, and I want to buy this and buy that, now you can't afford to have this and that probably add on to the separation cases. So I hope the couples and all these things, please, it's just a very short time. It's a test of God. You have to be patient for each other. You have to give moral support to each other. All right. And the psychologists say the pandemic is just part of the problem. The trend is largely due to progressions of time, challenges, and expectation. This is true. Even without, unlike all those good old days, now because time advance, the expectations has increased, and then if you somehow those who are working and you like to climb the ladder, you are in you want to in a very short time you want to be someone's in your company organization, but if you do not achieve that, you feel depressed and you bring it home and start quarreling with your other spouse and all these things. So it's times also that the more challenging the time is, I think that's the issue that we face, the stress we face. So what guys, those who are listening, that's why hopefully I planned this for a long time. Hopefully next month, not too far from now, we'll kick out with our show. We're going to have it in Mandarin, Chinese, and also in Bahasa Malaysia and English. Our programs in the evening. It's called Dear Ed Now. We have professional psychologists here where you can actually write into us and to share with us, and we'll give our view. All right. Because in Malaysia, a lot of things we kept inside. You know, we feel embarrassed, a loss of faith if we share it to a close friend or someone else. Even to see a psychologist, we are embarrassed to tell someone, you know, and probably say to ourselves, I do not need it. So we have this program. Just write to us. You don't have to give your name. You say, I'm Mr. X, I'm Miss Y, and all this anonymous name. I have these issues and all these things. We will pick your letter, and we will share this together. You know, and I hope everyone who watch this program give a very positive comment, because this is the life, you know, we are facing right now, and we should address it immediately. You know, not only the pandemic, I think stress issues is happening with us because the country is progressing, the expectations of life is high, and it's time to so-called, we want to give our shoulder, our ears to you, so we can write in and we can share with everyone and give our honest. No, we share, we give our view, and stay with us. I think sometimes early October or sometimes in October, we'll announce that it will be an evening show. It's called Dear Ed Now. All right. Okay, so much on this. Let's jump to something next. Also very serious. It's talking about the extreme weather. With climate change impacting not only other countries, but Malaysia too feel the same. Especially last a week or two, it's quite strange. I mean, it's gloomy, yet it's hot, humid. The weather change, even the morning and afternoons, you can't predict. You know, so this has been reported. I say Malaysia is actually experiencing the same thing of climate change. So it's very important. One of the pillar of that Ed Now belief is actually to protect environments. We pay attention to climate change. That's why we advocate on such program. So the task of providing accurate weather forecast has become daunting than ever, according to Met Malaysia. So the Met Malaysia, which stands for Malaysian Meteorological Departments, also hard to predict what is in the morning, what's going to be in the afternoon, what's going to be in the evening, because it changes so fast. You can't predict. Those days, I remember when we studied, we know when it's a monsoon coming to the East Coast, West Coast, and all this thing. Now, the weather has gone haywire. The weather has gone amok, you know. So among the most significant effect of global warming that Malaysia is already experiencing is the steady rise of its annual average temperature over the past 4 decades. You know, so every year, Malaysia faces a temperature rise, which is not good. The rising trends was evidenced in the annual average temperatures pattern for the period from 1981 to 2020, with an average rising of 0.02 degrees Celsius a year. Meaning to say, every 10 years, our climate will be increased by 0.2 degrees Celsius. So the last 40 years is being increased by 0.8 degrees Celsius. Very high, indeed, you know. So Malaysia's highest annual average temperature was recorded in 2016 to 27.84 degrees Celsius, which was 0.87 degrees Celsius higher than the normal temperature. That's why sometimes we're so extreme hot, you know, it's burning, we get heat strokes and all these things. So please beware, please love our earth, please love what we have Mother Nature's offer to us. Not only Malaysia, we have to encourage each other to protect our Mother Nature's, right? So Malaysia's highest annual average temperatures were recorded in 2016, 27.84. So I don't know, in this is 2016 to now any more higher than this. So Malaysia has the potential of facing new weather phenomena, including extreme weather events, if global warmings and environment pollution issues are not addressed properly in this country. Yes, the environments and the global warming, we have still deforestations, we're still people polluting the rivers, throw toxin to the rivers, you name it. It happens. You read the paper almost every week. We have such cases. So we never learn. I mean, we in majority learned. I say yesterday to me, 99.999% of the population citizens know about it. It's the culprit of this minority culprit. We're selfish. We are doing this. So Malaysia has already witnessed the effect of climate change. The latest was being the water issue, the flood issue in Gunung Jerai in Yan, Kedah. Remember last month? Was it a month or something like that? When our new appointed prime minister flew over. I think on the first day of official work. Yes, it was on Monday. He flew over to Gunung Jerai in Yan to witness himself. And this last weekend, he was yesterday morning, he was in Sabah. That's already also another major floods in Sabah. So, so the water surge incident in Yan, August 18. Yes, it was August 18 this month. Was last month. Was mainly due to the extreme and high intensity of rainfall over the mountain stream and the peak area of Gunung Jerai. Right. So Malaysia has to streamline its research and development efforts to deal with extreme weather possibilities. So please, I believe this season is the wet season. So for those who need, I mean, now we are back to office. We travel. Make sure you have an umbrella with you. If you happen to go out when you have to probably on the road and all these things in the car, in your office, and especially those who take private transports, you need an umbrella or raincoat. Just pack it in your bag, kind of things. Right. So to overcome this, 8 more weather radar stations are under development by Met Malaysia and expected to complete by year 2022, which is next year. So to give a more precise and accurate reading. So something to take notes of today. Well, we have high cases of divorce cases and our extreme weathers. Things don't look right on our side, but then do not be distressed. We make the best out of it. Wow. I hope I did not botch you down having a solo presentation or commenting solely. Now, another things I'd like to bring up is part of the climate change programs. This is from the NGOs activists. They say incentivize state government to stop deforestation, protect animal habitat. It's true. This comes from the activists. State governments should be incentivized by companies that clear large areas of the forest for agriculture to help conservation of animal habitat, environmental activities. This is said to help to provide funds to the underfunded state governments, putting environment conservation at the forefront. Those people, I mean, those companies that makes tons of money, please do your CSR. Channel to the state government for, I say, underfunded government, protect the forest, because sometimes the state government say, yeah, we need income, and the best is to give license out for people to cut down the trees and all those things, and we get income. It's good to have those corporates or private sector on personal basis, those tycoons, billionaires. You don't need to be a billionaire to make such efforts. If you're well-to-do, we wish one day when we're going to get an ambassador for this environment ambassador. We're going to challenge this. We hope to actually have such campaign to protect Mother Nature, to protect animals so that they are not chased out from the natural habitat. Imagine the tiger is getting less, and they're not like us. We can build buildings, houses. What expect them to do? And you chase them out from their natural environments. Please have mercy. We're going to have such program. All right. I hope that those viewers, listeners, do give us the support. We are serious about this. That's why we are working very hard to get certain public personality. We have 5 pillars. Just to give a preview, we have 5 pillars. I'm going to share with you soon. I wish we have already secured 2 to 3 ambassadors with us, and each ambassador has his or his own responsible area. And this is, I believe, we are contributing to the environments, to the natural habitat, and because we love Malaysia, we want our future generations to have a good place to stay. All right. So next but not least, something I also shared with Mio before the show yesterday. Yesterday before the show, we say, indoor and outdoor activities, close contact activities like aerobic classes and all these things has been allowed, but I do not see anything about gym. So we say, I say gym should be allowed as well. Since indoor activities like aerobic classes and all these things, as long as SOPs are followed, let's say we have 50% capacity. I say, why not for people who want to go to the gym? Right, like my gym has been closed for the last 3 or 4 months. My condo gym, no one can use it. But now, starting from today, gyms can be reopened with SOP, right? So it says here, thanks to Datuk Sri T. Lenker, has actually championed such so-called lately. He's from the Unity Ministry. Now he has been transferred to the new ministry under the Sport and Youth. So he says here, gyms in states under phase 2 and 3 of the National Recovery Plan will be allowed to operate once the standard SOP has been gazetted. So starting today, gyms can be opened, and he said those who are fully vaccinated will be allowed. So these are the SOP. He said the operating gyms will need to adhere to existing COVID-19 SOP, like observing physical distancing, wearing face masks, and sterilizing hands and equipment. Please make it a habit. Even before COVID-19, gyms, they have those sterilizers in the everywhere. I mean, use it, but a lot of members themselves do not clean it while after using it. I have seen people complain that those people that selfish meeting member, they take so long on each machines, they sweat and all these things all over, and after that they just do not bother to clean it up. Please do not. As a member, fellow members, you do see this, please tell your manager. Otherwise, just go there, sir, madam, or Mr. Please clean up the equipment after use. Right. I'm sure they are sensible enough not to argue back, because it's a good practice and we must do it. So operators need to be fully vaccinated as well. The staff, the auditors have to be fully vaccinated when open the premises. So gym will only be open for fully vaccinated people. Please, you're not fully vaccinated, please do not enter and try to argue with people. We have incidents before. People go into the gym and make a hoo-ha. Someone days, I believe, we have a video on that. He curse and swear and challenge the lady to take action against him and all these things. That's a totally nonsense. I know we are stressed, but do not add more. Do not be a public nuisance. All right. So it's a good news, but we have to be careful. We have to be responsible for ourselves and also to others gym user. Unless that's your private home gym, you're yourself owning. But it's a private public gym. Please, the next person who's going to use the same equipment that you use, please clean it up, wear your mask, do your distancing. I hope that the gym operator will distance all the gym equipment, like the so-called treadmills, bicycles, usually quite close to each other. Probably intervals. I mean, let's say you have 5 treadmill, 2 in between, so-called do not operate it off it. So you can only operate alternate machines. So that's at least some distancing. Because the government only allow you 50% capacity at any time, or even better if it's less. Or some of your are working now, start to work. Probably you have to find time. Don't try not to go squeeze in all the peak hours. And those who are not working or working at home, please attend during on the off-peak hours so it will not jam up. I know you miss your gym mates and all these things. You can actually go on online meeting and phone WhatsApp each other. All right. So that's so much for me for today, and we hope that you all have a good weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm all excited to go back to the office, but we work on 50% capacities. We do have colleagues from as far as Seremban. That's why I say, okay, you stay put there. Those all of us are fully vaccinated, but we say, okay, we try on 50% capacity for the remainder of this month. And 1st October, we see how. If that is news again, that things has increased, then we have to plan further. Otherwise, everything is good. We have to control ourselves. Likewise, yesterday was the first day, Langkawi. I have a shock when I mean, not because I'm negative, when I saw the live telecast at Langkawi Airport, at Langkawi, the terminal. I felt there's a lot of people there, and some people bring their children, which is not vaccinated at all. And what given Dr. Noor Hisham said, it's low case at the airport terminal before they fly off. They have to do the test. I think it's saliva test. 5 was contacted with positive result. Well, he said, out of 2,000 people, 5 is just not normal. But imagine this 5 persons has been traveling from the house to the airport. How many people has spread? The virus could have spread, especially Delta virus. So not only don't do it at the last point at terminal where you have a crowd, at those people who are now traveling on holidays or a long journey, please do it at home. You can afford your holidays, even though it's the cheap, the airline tickets the cheap, accommodation is the cheap. Now the saliva test kit is also the cheap because it has locked down to 10 ringgit per test, right? So it's good for you to know before you leave the house for a long journey, and so you're doing something good for the community. Because if you are a positive case, let's say you are in the terminal, where you have hundreds of people there, you're tested positive, you might spread to others. It's not serious joke. So please have mercy for others. I've been using the word mercy throughout this program. So happy weekends. Stay strong, stay safe, and do go out only necessary. All right. Ciao. Take care. Bye.